And I'm also going to use my voltage detector to make sure that I turned off the right circuit, because there might be leakage, and there's always a danger in these older houses. Hello and welcome to My Man the Maker. Today we're going to be installing a smart TV on this wall. Now this wall is not a big wall, and the TV just barely fits in there, and there's not enough power. So what I need to do is I need to branch off that aircon power, put a double receptacle in, put a plug on the aircon, and fit that TV. So that's the project for today. We're looking at maybe 120 centimeters of width, and the TV I believe is around 110. I'll be doing a drawing and I'll be explaining the process that I plan to take, but basically what I'm going to do is take that circuit for the aircon. The TV draws very little power, so there's no problem with overloading this circuit, and turn it into a single switched receptacle or device to a dual switched device with the aircon plugged into one receptacle and the television plugged into the other. The television doesn't need anything more than that. It's Wi-Fi, smart, LG, so on and so forth. It's the television that I repaired recently with Scotch tape. And I figured a good place to put it would be to fit it right here, because I have a bigger TV going into the living room, and this is a 4K TV, which is kind of nice. The one going into the living room is HD, but it's bigger. So the living room is larger, the bedroom is small, and this is where we would watch films and maybe watch stuff before going to sleep. And we've had a television in the bedroom for many years, and we like it. At least I do. Mrs. Maker seems to put up with it. And we're setting up Bamboo House to be comfortable for us, so I got a television that would fit within this gap here. So the basic idea is to surface mount a receptacle on top of this simplex receptacle, and then feed its wires through the back of the duplex. It means that the duplex is going to stand proud off the wall, which is not a big deal for me because it's up nice and high, and the receptacle itself is not that bad looking. And surface mount's quite commonplace in Hong Kong because of the fact that they use all concrete construction. So that means if you retrofit any electrical in Hong Kong, you either dig out huge sections of the wall with a hammer drill, basically as a jackhammer, or you surface mount, and surface mount is quite popular. So don't anticipate any big problems here, and I'll be actually using this technique to be introducing more power where it's missing. In the living room there isn't any power where I plan to install the audio system and the television for, maybe for surround sound, maybe certainly for 2.1, and there's just no power there. Weirdly enough, there's telephone coming in on that wall, but no power. I have no clue why it's been done that way. Anyways, what I'm going to have to do is penetrate through from the back end where there is power on the other side, and again surface mount a duplex receptacle there, and then run a power bar off of that. Well, enough talk for now. The next thing to do is to take a look at that box a little more closely and just describe what I plan to do. Okay, here's the wiring coming into the back of the switched device. It is switching the power into this aircon, which is, probably, how many? 2200? Something like that. So we'll see. The wires themselves, based on the color coding, are rated for much more than 13 amps. So most likely the black is the cool, the red is the live, and the green, yellow, as always, is the ground. For the plug, the live is brown, the neutral is blue. So we'll just keep track of that when we wire up the receptacle next. I'll be using those wire nuts that I purchased from Amazon to cross-connect all this stuff. And basically the idea is to mount a duplex receptacle over this hole so as to close it off, have the wires from the wall go into the back of that receptacle to wire up the two plugs, or two sockets more properly, that are going to be there, and then put a plug on the end of this air conditioner, which looks like it's just got your basic 13 amp wiring there. That would be the equivalent of 14.2 in North America, Canada. So it's all looking good. The only thing that I have to do that's at all radical is I have to drill some holes in the wall for the duplex receptacle to connect to, and then maybe drill a hole in the back for the supply wires to feed through. No clamps here. It's all kind of in, there's no wood, so it's all in plastic and just kind of fed through a hole. You probably see it there. There's no clamp. Just kind of comes in through there. The wires are real stiff, so they tend not to fall back into the hole. And that's pretty much it. What I have to do now is I have to figure out which circuit on the circuit breaker this air conditioner is on, so I don't get electrocuted, and then leave that one off, run an extension to my hammer drill, and drill 4 holes for the new box, which will sit centered on this hole, I think is the best way to cover it up. And also that means I can put screws in each of the 4 corners of the new box, and it'll completely hide this hole, and it won't we'll see about that, but I think that's the best way to locate it. The only concern is that I have enough run on this rather short power cord, so what I might do is I might put the plug on it first and then see how much run I got on that cord to help locate the receptacle. So off we go. Next thing to do, which I'm going to do off camera, is figure out which is the supply line, and I'm also going to use my voltage detector to make sure that I turned off the right circuit, because there might be leakage, and there's always a danger in these older houses. Watch out for leakage current. It can get you. Okay, now that the circuit breaker has been locked out, there should be no illumination on this switch. This air conditioner is on an individual circuit, 15 amps. Plenty of power for an air conditioner of this size, which is probably 2000 BTU or so. So it's probably going to pull 10 amps or so, and the TV is not even going to pull an amp, that's my guess. I'll look at the rating on the back of the TV, but I think it's going to be just fine. Time to start probing for power. Just make sure, using this little device, kind of like it. It is a TAC VT02 AC voltage detector. It's got a lit LCD, and it's also got a flashlight built into it, I think. Push the button. Yeah, so you got a flashlight so you can look at stuff. Just push that second button there. There we go. So, okay. Did I get a... What do we got here? I think I just got a read in there. The red should be the live. And I'm not getting nothing. Yeah, if you whack it against the wall, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing in there. But always assume there's bad stuff. Now what I'm going to do is, for those of you who watch me rewire that German vacuum cleaner, I'll put a plug on it. I'm going to do the same thing here. So the very first thing I'm going to do is carefully extricate the air conditioner supply cord from this mass of wires. And well, what should we do here? What should we do? Safety says get the live isolated. So let's do that. Let's take out all the neutral stuff first, because that's not going to kill you. But the red certainly will if you mishandle it. Even though it's theoretically not alive, still treat everything like it is. You just want to be safe that way. So let me take all this apart. I'll use wire nuts to isolate off what I think is the extra bad wiring. And we're going to remove that switch from service. And we're going to also put a plug on the end of that supply cord. And then we'll deal with mounting the new box over the old hole. So that's where we are. Stand by. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, giving me a like, and leaving me a comment. I really enjoy making these videos, and I want to know from you how I can make them better. The whole point of these videos is to demonstrate that if I can do something, you can do it too. Well, that's it for now. So long, and remember, keep making.